This message is written as a tender, intimate conversation between a loving creator and a wounded but hopeful heart. It speaks directly to those who have suffered quietly in love, faith, and waiting. The voice reassures the listener that nothing they endured was meaningless. Not the heartbreak, not the silence, not the unanswered prayers. What felt like abandonment was often protection. What felt like delay was preparation. Through stories of biblical figures and deeply personal affirmations, the message emphasizes that love, purpose, and fulfillment are not earned through pain, but received through trust and surrender. It invites the listener to release fear, stop striving, and believe that restoration is already in motion. This is not a message of instant answers, but of deep assurance that the story is still being written, and the next chapter is one of redemption, peace, and divine alignment. A personal call to attention. This opening speaks directly and tenderly to the listener, as if a loving parent or guide has pulled them aside to share something life-changing. It acknowledges the weight of disappointment in love and life, recognizing the hurt, confusion, and repeated heartbreak that may have left the listener feeling defeated or invisible. The tone is not critical or demanding, but deeply compassionate, creating a safe space where vulnerability is honored. By addressing the listener personally, it communicates that their story matters immensely, so much so that it deserves attention from the divine itself. This framing establishes trust, encouraging the listener to relax into the message and receive hope that may feel foreign after repeated pain. It reassures that the struggles they endured have meaning and that the next steps in their life are purposeful. The paragraph also reminds the listener that hope is never wasted, even if it seems small or fragile. It plants the seed that the journey ahead is about more than survival. It is about fulfillment, restoration, and divine alignment. By inviting the listener to pay attention, it sets the tone for the transformational truth that follows, affirming that they are seen, valued, and on the cusp of new possibilities. Seen in silent suffering. This section is a balm for anyone who has felt invisible in their pain. It speaks to the quiet heartbreaks, the betrayals, losses, and unmet expectations that were endured privately. Many people carry deep grief alone, wondering if anyone noticed or cared. And this passage directly counters that fear. It emphasizes that every tear, sleepless night, and whispered prayer has been observed, honored, and preserved. In doing so, it validates the listener's endurance, framing it as not only significant, but transformative. Suffering is not meaningless. Rather, it has been held by a loving presence that sees more than the world does. This acknowledgement helps remove the shame often associated with pain, as the listener can now recognize that suffering does not indicate weakness or failure. It reframes heartbreak as a sacred experience that shapes resilience, compassion, and awareness. By highlighting that even unnoticed struggles have purpose, it offers a gentle reassurance that the listener has been walking a path of quiet growth. Endurance is reframed as courage, and the listener is reminded that even in times of absence and abandonment, their life is being tenderly guided and observed. Faith that didn't disappear. Here, the focus shifts to the small yet resilient spark of hope that remained in the listener's heart, despite repeated disappointments. It reassures that even when faith felt fragile or faint, it was sufficient for the divine to work through. This section encourages the listener to see that perfection was never required. Simply a willingness to continue hoping and believing was enough. It dismantles the fear that moments of doubt or emotional struggle meant failure, emphasizing that faith is not measured by loud proclamations or constant confidence. Sometimes, even a whisper is powerful. This brings profound relief to those who have struggled with the pressure to always believe or to appear unwavering. It reframes the listener's doubts as natural, human responses rather than disqualifying faults. By highlighting that quiet faith carries value, this section reassures the listener that their journey has not been wasted. Every hesitant step, every flicker of hope, has been sufficient to keep doors of opportunity and love open. It encourages trust in the unseen process, reminding the listener that their small acts of belief were never unnoticed and have laid the foundation for the blessings still to come. False lessons about love. This paragraph confronts harmful misconceptions the listener may have absorbed from past experiences. It names the common lies many believe: that love must be painful to be genuine, that affection must be earned through suffering, or that abandonment is a normal expectation. These toxic lessons often create patterns that leave the heart exhausted, mistrustful, and hesitant to believe in healthy love. The message gently but firmly rejects these falsehoods, emphasizing that the divine design of love is not about chasing, proving worth, or enduring unnecessary pain. Love is meant to be a source of joy, safety, and mutual respect, not a test of endurance or self-sacrifice. This section restores dignity and encourages the listener to reframe their experiences. The hardships they endured were not their fault, nor were they signs of failure or inadequacy. They were lessons in discernment and preparation. By clarifying that broken patterns were learned, not deserved, this passage reassures the listener that they can unlearn harmful beliefs and embrace a healthier understanding of love. It gently empowers them to approach relationships with awareness, faith, and openness to what is genuine and nurturing. Identity restored. This section focuses on rebuilding the listener's self-perception after years of internalized shame, self-blame, or feelings of inadequacy. It speaks directly to the heart, declaring that their worth is inherent, not dependent on accomplishments or the approval of others. The listener is reminded that they are chosen, desired, and complete exactly as they are. This truth counters the destructive patterns of self-rejection that may have developed over time, offering profound affirmation and hope. By focusing on identity as seen through a divine lens, the passage invites the listener to view themselves differently, from a place of dignity, value, and inherent beauty. It affirms that previous experiences of rejection or failure do not define them, and that their essence remains precious and irreplaceable. This declaration is transformational, as it frees the listener from trying to prove themselves or earn love through performance. Instead, it encourages them to embrace their true self fully, allowing love, peace, and purpose to flow naturally into their lives. Identity restoration becomes a foundation for healthy relationships, faith, and self-acceptance. Preparation through loss. This section reframes past loss, heartbreak, or missed opportunities as intentional preparation rather than punishment. Each period of waiting, silence, or absence is depicted as creating necessary space for growth, refinement, and emotional resilience. The listener is reminded that pain, though deeply felt, has a purpose. It softens the heart, clarifies priorities, and prepares the soul for future blessings. The message emphasizes that readiness often comes through experiences that might feel isolating or difficult, teaching the listener patience and trust in timing beyond human understanding. Loss is reframed as alignment rather than failure, suggesting that the universe or divine presence has been working to position them for the right circumstances. By highlighting that what seemed like setbacks were actually shaping tools, This section removes guilt or regret associated with past disappointments. It encourages the listener to view their journey as purposeful, validating the pain while instilling hope that the lessons learned have created fertile ground for love, connection, and fulfillment. Loss becomes a stepping stone, not a dead end. A love that is coming. This section introduces hope for future love, emphasizing that it will arrive in alignment with the listener's true worth. Unlike past experiences, where love may have been painful or unfulfilling, this love is depicted as safe, mutual, and supportive. It is not a crutch or a rescue, but a partnership rooted in respect and shared growth. The listener is reassured that they will not need to shrink or compromise their authentic self to make the relationship work. This restores hope without fostering dependency or unrealistic expectations. By highlighting qualities such as safety, mutual respect, and companionship, the passage presents a healthy vision of love, teaching the listener that love is meant to enhance life, not define it. The focus is on alignment rather than completion, demonstrating that true love enters life when hearts are ready to meet authentically. This promise serves as motivation to remain patient and faithful, cultivating trust that the right person will arrive at the right time, naturally complementing the listener's life rather than filling gaps or causing compromise. Keeping the center sacred. This paragraph emphasizes the importance of maintaining faith and identity as the core foundation, even as love approaches. The listener is cautioned not to place ultimate dependence on a partner, as doing so can create imbalance and instability in relationships. When love flows from a position of wholeness rather than need, it flourishes naturally, providing mutual support, respect, and joy. This teaching is protective, ensuring that the listener does not repeat patterns of seeking validation or worth from others. It also underscores the spiritual principle that relationships should complement life rather than define it. By keeping the divine or personal truth at the center, the listener can approach love from a place of confidence, clarity, and healthy boundaries. This helps foster resilience, prevents codependence, and cultivates an environment where love can thrive authentically. The lesson is clear. Fulfillment in relationships begins with inner alignment and grounded self-worth, creating space for love to arrive without distortion, compromise, or fear. Waiting was not wasted. This section reassures the listener that every season of waiting, patience, and quiet endurance has been meaningful. Often, prolonged waiting feels like stagnation, and it's easy to believe that effort, tears, and prayers are in vain. This message reframes waiting as preparation and refinement, emphasizing that unseen movement is already taking place. It reminds the listener that the divine works behind the scenes, orchestrating circumstances, aligning hearts, and creating opportunities in perfect timing. Painful delays were not neglect. They were intentional pauses designed to protect, strengthen, and position the listener for what is truly meant to flourish in their life. The focus here is on trust and faith, helping the listener understand that being still does not mean being forgotten. Endurance itself has cultivated wisdom, patience, and emotional resilience. By honoring the listener's perseverance, this section validates the struggles of the past while building hope for the future. Waiting is reframed as an active process, not passive, where every tear and sigh has been gathered and counted. The message encourages the listener to embrace patience without despair, fostering confidence that blessings and love will arrive fully formed, perfectly timed, and aligned with their true path. Recognition without confusion. Here, the listener is prepared for clarity and peace when fulfillment arrives. After long seasons of heartbreak or disappointment, there is a natural fear that even joy might be confusing or fleeting. This section reassures the listener that what is promised will arrive with unmistakable alignment. Love, opportunity, or breakthrough will not bring chaos, games, or manipulation. It will feel natural, peaceful, and unmistakably right. The message helps the listener distinguish between what is genuine and what is false, reducing the tendency to doubt or overanalyze. By setting this expectation, it trains the heart to recognize signals of true alignment rather than chasing, controlling, or overcompensating. It also fosters discernment, ensuring that the listener does not accept partial or conditional love, but instead waits for what feels whole, safe, and mutually affirming. Peace, clarity, and trust become indicators of authenticity, teaching that genuine blessings are accompanied by a sense of calm and certainty rather than confusion or anxiety. This section reduces fear and prepares the listener to receive fully, ensuring that the next chapter of their life is approached with confidence, openness, and the knowledge that true fulfillment is unmistakable and harmonious with their soul. Healing the fear of receiving. This section addresses a subtle but profound wound, the fear of receiving kindness, love, or blessings after repeated disappointment. When one has been hurt repeatedly, gentle attention or genuine care can feel unfamiliar, even threatening. The listener is invited to allow their heart to heal first, letting go of protective walls built over years of rejection or pain. Healing is framed as a prerequisite to receiving, helping the listener trust without anxiety or skepticism. This section acknowledges that vulnerability is difficult, but necessary for true connection and fulfillment. By encouraging openness to receiving, it restores a sense of safety in human and divine love alike. The passage reassures the listener that gentleness will not harm them, that peace is real, and that love can arrive without fear, manipulation, or disappointment. It also reminds them that being ready emotionally and spiritually creates fertile ground for lasting relationships, opportunities, and joy. This section reframes previous hesitations as natural survival instincts, while gently guiding the listener to release fear and embrace the possibility of receiving fully. It cultivates a renewed capacity to accept goodness without suspicion or self-protection. Longing was planted on purpose. This paragraph reframes the listener's desire for love, connection, or fulfillment as sacred rather than shameful. Longing is often misinterpreted as weakness, greed, or desperation, leading to guilt or self-rejection. Here, the message reveals that this desire was intentionally placed within them. It is part of their design and spiritual purpose. Longing is a compass, not a trap, guiding the listener toward the right experiences, relationships, and alignment. The passage reassures that yearning is not a flaw but a divine signal that points toward connection, growth, and fulfillment. It encourages the listener to release shame for wanting meaningful love or joy, reframing these desires as natural and purposeful. By recognizing longing as intentional, the listener can shift from chasing desperately to waiting faithfully, understanding that what they seek is being prepared and refined for them. This perspective transforms frustration into hope, patience into trust, and emptiness into anticipation. The section restores dignity to natural human desire, aligning the listener's heart with divine timing, while reinforcing that yearning is part of preparation, not punishment, for what is truly meant to arrive in their life. God at work in the waiting. This section explores the unseen orchestration of events during periods of delay, disappointment, or pain. The listener is reassured that what appears as inaction is actually divine preparation. Paths have been cleared, harmful connections removed, and protective measures enacted, all to ensure readiness for the blessings to come. The message reframes previous challenges or delays not as punishment, but as strategic alignment, teaching the listener that timing is intentional and precise. Every missed opportunity, closed door, or heartbreak contributed to a safer, more purposeful path. The listener is invited to trust that unseen work is already in progress, cultivating patience, faith, and hope. This perspective transforms waiting into an active spiritual experience rather than passive frustration. It reassures that their journey has never been random or meaningless. By trusting the unseen process, the listener can approach life with calm assurance, knowing that eventual fulfillment will arrive in perfect alignment with their readiness, purpose, and true value. The section empowers the listener to see patience as an act of faith and endurance as a tool that positions them for future abundance and love. Biblical patterns of delay and fulfillment. Through stories of Abraham, Joseph, Ruth, David, Hannah, and Mary, this section demonstrates that waiting is often part of a divine plan, not a setback. Each narrative illustrates a common pattern. Long seasons of silence, hardship, or uncertainty precede extraordinary fulfillment. Abraham's years of barrenness, Joseph's imprisonment, Ruth's humble gleaning, David's hidden life as a shepherd, Hannah's barren womb, and Mary's quiet obedience all showcase divine timing at work. These examples help the listener understand that waiting does not equate to being forgotten, nor does it signify failure. Instead, these stories show that patience, perseverance, and faith often prepare the heart, character, and circumstances to receive blessings that can endure. The listener learns that ordinary or difficult moments can be transformative, serving as preparation for extraordinary purposes. By connecting their personal experience to these biblical patterns, the listener gains perspective, hope, and reassurance that delay is not denial. It encourages trust in divine timing, affirming that what is meant for them will arrive when readiness, character, and circumstances align perfectly. The principle is consistent. Fulfillment often follows preparation and patience. When fulfillment finally comes, this section prepares the listener emotionally and spiritually for the arrival of blessings, opportunities, or love. It emphasizes that when fulfillment occurs, it will feel natural, peaceful, and recognizable, rather than foreign or confusing. The listener is encouraged to approach what is coming with openness and gratitude, avoiding fear, doubt, or self-sabotage. The message assures that readiness has been cultivated through past experiences, pain, and growth, so that what arrives can be embraced fully. There is no need to overanalyze, chase, or manipulate circumstances. The timing and the alignment will signal their authenticity. The section fosters confidence, teaching the listener that fulfillment is meant to harmonize with their soul and life trajectory, rather than disrupt or overwhelm it. It also encourages a mindset of receptivity, where blessings are received as a natural continuation of preparation, rather than a sudden, accidental gift. By creating anticipation with calm assurance, the listener is equipped to welcome what is meant for them with joy, clarity, and gratitude, recognizing the divine orchestration behind its arrival. Restoration beyond what was lost. This paragraph conveys the promise that the listener will not merely regain what was lost, but experience restoration that surpasses previous expectations. Past heartbreaks, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled desires will be redeemed, transformed, and elevated beyond imagination. The section reassures that what was delayed, overlooked, or seemingly destroyed is being preserved, nurtured, and revitalized in perfect timing. It reframes loss not as an end, but as a temporary pause in a larger narrative of abundance and fulfillment. The message encourages the listener to trust that setbacks were protective and preparatory, and that the outcome will exceed what they thought possible. Restoration is portrayed as holistic. Emotional, relational, spiritual, and even practical aspects of life will be renewed. By emphasizing abundance rather than simple replacement, the listener is inspired to embrace hope without fear or limitation. This section restores faith in the idea that life can surpass expectations, teaching that every trial, tear, and delay has contributed to a more powerful, richer outcome, ensuring that the listener receives not just what was lost, but far more than anticipated. Positioned for purpose. Here, the listener is reminded that every struggle, delay, and ordinary day has been strategically positioning them for impact. Like Esther, survival and endurance itself have meaning beyond mere existence. They are shaping influence, opportunity, and legacy. The section reframes mundane, painful, or overlooked experiences as intentional placement, showing that preparation occurs in quiet, unseen ways. It reinforces the idea that life's hardships are not wasted, but serve a greater purpose, aligning the listener for future opportunities and influence. The message encourages mindfulness of the present, highlighting that even ordinary actions, choices, and endurance contribute to destiny. By understanding that positioning has been happening behind the scenes, the listener can release regret, impatience, and comparison. They are reminded that timing, alignment, and preparation are deliberate, often unseen, and part of a divine plan. This perspective transforms perception of past struggles from burdens to strategic tools. It gives the listener a sense of empowerment and reassurance that their journey, though difficult at times, has not been random, and that the foundation laid through endurance, patience, and faith is preparing them for meaningful purpose. A future marked by peace. This section emphasizes that fulfillment, when it arrives, will bring unmistakable peace. After seasons of confusion, heartbreak, or disappointment, the listener can expect clarity, stability, and joy instead of doubt or anxiety. Peace becomes a signpost for authenticity, indicating that love, opportunity, or blessings are aligned and trustworthy. The passage reassures the listener that future experiences will not require overexertion, chasing, or compromise. What is meant for them will integrate naturally into life. The emphasis is on calm assurance, reducing fear, and reinforcing confidence that divine orchestration is at work. By highlighting peace as a defining feature of fulfillment, the listener is encouraged to trust their intuition and the natural flow of events. This teaching instills a sense of security and readiness, allowing them to welcome what is coming with open hands and heart. It frames future blessings as harmonious and life-giving, rather than disruptive or stressful. The message inspires patience, trust, and joy, ensuring that anticipation is coupled with emotional balance and spiritual alignment. Final assurance. The closing section brings confidence and hope, assuring the listener that their story is still unfolding and that divine faithfulness remains constant. It reiterates that no matter the delays, setbacks, or heartbreak, restoration, alignment, and fulfillment are already in motion. The message encourages active trust, observation, and openness, rather than anxious striving. It affirms that the listener is seen, valued, and loved, reinforcing that waiting has been meaningful and purposeful. The tone is calm, grounded, and unwavering, emphasizing certainty rather than hype. This section encourages the listener to remain receptive, to recognize divine fingerprints in life's unfolding events, and to trust that what is coming is intentional and abundant. By closing with assurance, it instills courage and hope for the next chapter, reinforcing that the listener's journey is far from over. The message leaves them with a sense of calm expectation, reminding them that fulfillment will arrive with clarity, peace, and alignment. It reassures that the divine plan is active, faithful, and unshakable, inviting trust and surrender as the listener steps into their promised future.